Is it time?
It should be. Start the live.
Daniel, tell me all about this cat. I'm just
The
going to
live
act like
started.
I have no idea what's going on here. This one. Yeah.
The live started. Oh yeah, I'm hearing it. So welcome everybody to the live. Okay. We'll be talking about the importance of learning the basics. We'll be doing portfolio reviews. Um, it's basically looking at what persons would like to show to potential employers to get a job in the animation and industry. Daniel, would you like to introduce us?
Um, uh, well, hi, I'm Danielle Parchment. I'm an illustrator. I interned at Funny Folk Studio as a character designer and prop designer um, in South Korea, and I got some amount of form of training at Capilano University for the summer program in 2019. Yeah, that's it. Janelle?
Hi, I'm Jenille Brown, known as Roxanne online. I'm a 2D animator and character designer. I'm currently employed at Lissime Caribbean Limited, and I also do some freelance sometimes on the side. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And I'm Gashwayne Hudson, known online as Gash Huds. I'm an illustrator, comic book artist, and practicing animator. I work at Lissime Caribbean, animation and sound design studio located in Kingston, Jamaica. And I have several projects that I work on online, um, along with working on, client jobs, freelance work. And I've been doing this for several years as well. So what we want to talk about, or what we're showing, is the information or knowledge we've been gathering from our years of just being in the industry, the little that we know, um, and our own subjective opinion on what we think would make for a good portfolio, based on what we've seen out there. Um, we have 3 portfolios so far that was submitted, and I think Daniel can correct me if I'm wrong. I think we're open to any last minute submission of portfolios. Anybody who would be interested in, submitting anything at the last moment. Um, I think Daniel, he can give them the email address. I don't know it out of my head. Or maybe Jenny.
It's okay. It's dreamdust event at gmail.com. Again, dreamdust event at dreamdust event at gmail.com. That's if you
Okay.
guys want to submit your portfolio.
Hmm. Okay. So what is a portfolio? This should be it should be a simple enough thing that anybody in the industry should know. But it might not be for young viewers who might be listening and not know what a portfolio is supposed to be. So a portfolio is really a collection of your work, of your best work that demonstrates what you are good at and would like to pursue in the company that you're applying for a job. So if you want to be a character designer, you would put together your best character designs and put it in that portfolio. If you have a more wider scope, like visual development, for example, you can have several pieces that include character design, background design, prop design, set design, layouts, and so on. To even, well, not necessarily storyboard, but you know, portfolios, in my opinion, and from what we've seen, should be very focused on the you call it now, the area of expertise that you would like to be employed to do. Right, Daniel or Jenny, I miss out anything?
No. Okay, so we'll start with our first person, which happens to be here. Richard. I
Mhm.
think this is Richard, right? Are you there, Richard? Hello.
Hello.
Yes,
Well,
hello, I'm here.
oh, okay. Hello, Richard. Um, we be showing we'll be showing your portfolio that was
Okay.
submitted to us, and we'll go through it and make our own comments about what we think we could do to improve. But before I do that, so for Richard, um, you said that you wanted to create your own studio, I think.
No, 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 I didn't say that. I want to work at
Oh,
DC Comics.
okay, okay. DC or Square Enix, right? You'd
Yes,
like to, okay, and you'd want to, you love comic style and and you want to be a concept artist or character designer or visual storyteller.
yes.
Okay, so your portfolio would be geared towards doing those things or presenting those things in the best light as you possibly can. Um, do you do a lot of research, as in looking at what those studios produce?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you have any like artists that you like to emulate from any of these or even otherwise?
No, I just emulate what I see mostly.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think Daniel will bring that up, bring up his portfolio.
Okay,
Hmm.
so I will
Share
minimize.
screen.
Hmm. What was that, Jenny?
Share screen.
Oh,
Oh, I'm coming.
okay.
Just give
If
me.
you want, I can share my screen
Okay.
until you should I share mine?
No, I got it.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Hmm.
Richard, where would you like us to start?
Or let's just start from the beginning, the first image that we see,
3D?
because that would, yeah, let's look at it like from if we were employers and we saw, we got this link to his portfolio and we're just jumping into it at the get-go. So initially, you want to start off, Daniel,
Um,
like what your first impression would be by seeing his portfolio.
Hold on, I'm not seeing the portfolio.
you're not?
No.
It's
I
being
mean,
shown
it's on
on.
you.
It's on
It's
YouTube.
shown on YouTube.
It's what?
It's on
It's on
YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah,
The
so you're not going to see it on the
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, I'm seeing it now.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So continue.
For first impression, also just disclaimer, I don't know if you said it before, Gashwayne, this is not to bash anybody, right? This is just for personal growth. We're just here to help you grow, okay? So don't take anything personal. We're just here to do our best in helping you get in the industry. Um,
Yeah.
so first impression, I see your models. I really like them because I'm not a 3D modeler, but I think I'm not really sure on what kind of 3D modeler you want to be. I'm not educated in that route. Is it like prop or can you tell me, Richard?
No, I'm not talking about the 3D modeler.
Huh?
No, I'm not talking about digital artist aspect of it.
Pardon?
Oh, I think he's saying that he's not really focused on the 3D model for
Oh,
this.
okay. So should we move on then?
Yeah, and that would be one of the first. That would be one of the first things that you have to do to improve your portfolio. As the client, or not the client, as the employer, i- you're linked to your portfolio. I'm going to initially assume that what I'm seeing is what you do or want to do. You know, imagine that we wouldn't be in the same room necessarily when you send the portfolio. So what you present,
Oh,
what I see as well, the first thing I see, I'm likely going to click on it and then start to look at it and dig into it to see if there's anything there that I would want to use or employ you to do. You know, initially you
Um,
said that you were focused on comic book illustrations, but
yes.
in the comic book world, you can also use 3D. Well, they do use 3D a lot for like environments,
So like
props, and so on.
Spideyverse was 3D
Yeah,
and yeah.
yeah. And it's used to help with like building out. So instead of having to draw the same background over and over, you build a 3D model of it and you use a snapshot of that 3D model from a specific angle and you trace that over to get you the background. So,
um,
mhm.
what Gashane was saying before about like um being clear about what your skill set is, but it it's really important because like if we go on your ArtStation page and the first thing we see is 3D, we're going to assume that you're a modeler because like that's like first impressions, and we know that there's a lot of people out there who don't go past the first impression. If you want to be like an illustrator, an illustration is like the third thing on your page, but and you apply it to a comic house or something, and then go on your page and then see mostly CG, them clicking off. They're not even going to go through your illustration section, just because they have like so much to do and so many
That portfolio is coming into
applications.
them.
Yeah, so like if you don't catch them attention immediately, them gone. So your models are cool and maybe it's a secondary skill that you want to push, but you need to make it obvious that this is my primary thing. You need to make sure that what I see on your portfolio page first is the thing that you want to do.
Either
Okay.
that, or if you're going to send them a link that like for ArtStation, what you can do is use the link for the specific we call it work that you want to show. So for example, if the
Okay.
second one is the one that you want them to really focus on, then send them the link to that image, you know. So that's when they click it, they go straight to that. And if they click out of it, then they see other things. but at least you sent them specifically what you want them to see, you know?
Okay.
Mhm. Um, Let me see the next one, Danielle.
This is also 3D, so I'll do animation. Janelle, you are
I
the
think there was some
expert.
2Ds. I think there was some 2D stuff in it. Was there?
Yeah, there's 2D in the this file in the mature content file, right?
Oh yeah, there
But
was.
yeah, but we'll
Can't show that.
Why
no,
not?
I think we can.
Well, is I
It's
don't know. Let
art
me double check.
form. It's art
Sure
form.
it's safe. Oh, okay.
There's no limit on mature content for Dreamdos. We're
Oh,
just
okay.
just not about the porn. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyone. You can pick anyone next.
Richard, do you want us to talk about your animation?
Sure, go ahead. I'm not
Okay,
really that good at animation.
Janelle, you're on the floor.
Okay, so you said that you're not very good at animation. Another rule of thumbs
No,
to follow for portfolio is that never send the client or the employer anything that you don't want to do,
okay.
or if you think you're not good at it. Because the employer might see your animation and be like, wow, I want him to do that for me, and then I'll employ you to do that thing. But then, if that's not what you really want to do, then you might just end up being miserable at work. But I'm going
Okay.
to think, oh, you sent me a portfolio with animation, therefore means that you want to, you're considering to work in animation as well.
Yeah, that's true. When especially when you're working with a big studio, they're normally looking for like specialists. So like whatever I think Janelle and Gashwayne said it before, but whatever you want to specialize in, it has to be in the forefront. It can't be at the back of the page. If you show storyboards, they're going to think, "Oh, this person is here to become a storyboard artist." Or if you show animation rigs, then they're going to think, "Oh, it's animation." So yeah. So just be very specific on like what you want to be in the industry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I like some of the animation that I saw in your stuff. Some not so much. Um, One thing that you could do is create a reel. I don't know if you've heard about like what's it called, Jenny? Some kind of a reel, demo reel.
Them are
Yeah, where you put all your best animation together into one file, one video, and send that video. Well,
okay.
assuming that you were trying to be employed as an animator. So you'd put
Yes.
the horse, the duck, all of those things that you like, that you think is the best, put it all together into one video, and you can package that as one, as a demo reel and send it to a client.
I have a question about this animation stuff. Um, do you want a secondary skill as an animator, Richard?
Yes, I do practice animation at times.
No, no, like not practice animation at time. Do you want to be an animator? Do you want it to be a secondary skill for you?
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay. So when you are putting up your stuff on ArtStation, did you like did you set a particular set of criteria for yourself? And say, okay, was it like, okay, I really like this animation and I'm going to share it on ArtStation so that people can hire me for it? Or are you just putting stuff up on ArtStation because that's just where you put your stuff?
I'm putting it because that's where I put my stuff.
All right, so ArtStation, like the website, isn't casual like Twitter or Instagram. ArtStation is a
Mm.
portfolio site. It is specifically for portfolios. So when you go on somebody's ArtStation portfolio, you're not really seeing casual work unless there's like a sub folder in there that says like sketches. And even when it's just sketches, the things that some of these people can't call sketches, I would call finished work. So there's a certain bar that you need to set for yourself. Say, this is my art station work, which is the best of the best of my work. And then like you put the stuff that you just feel good about on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and that will be like some extra sauce. If somebody's impressed with your art station and they want to see what else you've done, them go on the Instagram for that. So I think you need to be very purposeful with your art station, because otherwise I think you're doing yourself a disservice if not if not if you're not putting the best work that you have on a portfolio site. It suggests that to the people who are looking at your portfolio to hire you or to consider you for work, that you don't know how to curate your own thing. You don't know what qualifies as good. Like they're seeing all your mistakes and whatnot, and seeing your mistakes is fine. It's just that our station is not the place for it. So like I really like
Hmm.
that horse animation that you did. That was smooth. It looks like you used reference for that. I like this cute one that's up on screen right now. I think that's full of character. But like I don't think you need every single piece of animation up on the page that you have right now. I think you should leave, if it's only one piece of animation that's left, leave it and let it be your strongest the strongest thing speaking for you.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. And one thing that I learned is that when people are creating anime portfolios, they actually create work specifically for their portfolio. So all the practice work, and as Jenny was saying, all the rough work that you do and put it on Instagram. When people are
Okay.
creating portfolios, they create work specifically geared towards the the job that they want.
Let's see his illustration stuff now, please, because he says he wants to be an illustrator, and all know we're not seeing an illustration yet. So you're not
Muted.
muted.
No, I was muted on the
We're hearing
stream.
you. Mhm.
Okay. So Richard, did you draw these? Question.
Yes, yes, I did. Well, most of them.
Hold on, give me a moment. Somebody take them both.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right. So what we're seeing on screen, I think he colored them, right? Right,
Yes, I
Richard?
colored them as well. Yes, I colored them
Okay.
as well.
Okay. You have to be very clear about that if you're going to use like line art or
Mm.
fan art or
Okay.
other work um, that isn't very known, for example. You have
Mm.
to be very clear that this I worked on only this aspect of it, the coloring
Okay.
aspect, because again, seeing you don't want any confusion from what the client is seeing and or the employer is seeing. You don't want them to start off seeing one thing and then seeing this thing, and then you're just like it doesn't add up, you know. Um, so you need to be clear that this was for this type of work. And I assume that these would be like practice work for you. I would say the best
Yes.
way to go about it is to not put in this type of practice work. But if you practice like this on your on your personal time, then create your own artwork and then implement what you've practiced on your own artwork, so that there's
Okay.
no complications about what it is that you're doing. Because I mean, some of these characters look like comic book characters, and if you're applying to a comic book studio and send them this character, you might be sending them their own character, and you don't want to be looked at as, oh, you plagiarizing their work, or you're trying to rip them off and take it as your own, because they might not necessarily read the fine print where you said you colored only.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Um,
oh,
just as like a disclaimer, we do know of people who have gotten work based off of like fan art. Um, but that stuff is becoming more common. But I think to play it safe, just just be clear about what you did and what you didn't do, and be clear, like be careful about what you push to the front and what you push to the back. I think portfolios are about clarity. Like they're really, a lot of it has to do with clarity. But what you can and cannot do, what you did and didn't do, and what you want to do and what you don't want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
these
and
renders are.
mhm.
Oh, I just wanted to add that these renders are really nice for when you for the practice. Like these are really good. For ArtStation, as was said before, it's just not the place to put it on because people are coming in looking for work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you need to also, if you're going to do this at all, it's very important that you credit the artist that whose ink work you took to do the
Okay.
coloring. Because you can do collaboration, like let's say you collaborated with people you know to and you wanted to put that as a part of your portfolio, that's fine. You just have to make sure that you tell them this is a collaboration between me and this other person, you know.
Okay.
Because this can also come off as, oh wow, you work in the comic book industry before, because I saw you did coloring on these comic book pieces. Because in the comic book industry you have the pencil or the ink or the colorist, you know.
Yes.
So them seeing this might be like, oh, so you've worked as a colorist before and in a studio. So then they might question you more, what studio did you work for, you know, did you work with this person? And that is like one form of getting credibility when you're trying to apply, who you've worked with. If that person can vouch for you, especially if that person is like a really big artist in the industry, then that can work a long way for you. So far, I haven't really seen much character design um, that you've done. Since you've said that you wanted to do character design, is there any of these that were your character designed?
Well, I think he said he wanted to become a comic book artist, right?
Yes, I
Oh,
can.
yeah, character designer, comic book art, concept artist, and visual storyteller, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Um, I can give you some ideas of stuff that you can add to your portfolio. Um,
Okay.
these things you can like specifically set aside time to work on these things. Um, so for like comic book and pretty much the entire animation industry, you should do gesture drawing. Like there's no
Okay.
getting away from it unless you plan on doing like background art or
Even then,
even
gestures are necessary in background
yeah.
art.
Yeah, so it's always good to do gesture drawing. You know what gesture drawings look like?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's one of those basic skills that will never steer you wrong.
Yeah. So in general, gesture drawings, um, character turnarounds. I see that you have some 3D models in one of the other tasks. So you
Yes.
know what the turnarounds are like,
Yes, I do.
you know. So I would say do more of those, especially like um, Daniel, you can probably go to the previous tab that he has some of the 3D characters. Um, yeah, the previous the tab before this one with the green character that he have, or even
Mm-hmm.
that, yeah, even that one he's showing now.
Which
Yeah,
one? Oh, this?
yeah,
Okay.
this one, yeah. So do more stuff like this, because you want to show people that you know what a turnaround looks is. You can be consistent when you're doing a turnaround. It makes sense when it looks like when it's from the front, from the back, from the side, you know. Um, so stuff like that. Character explorations. So what character explorations are is when um, you can explore like the design of the character. So you'd have one character, but you try the character in a dress, you try the character in a pants, You
Oh,
put on a helmet, you put on goggles. Like these are the type of things that you'll have to do when you're given a character to design in a studio. They
oh,
come to you, the art director will say, we need a soldier that is a ruffian, you know. You need to be able to come up with multiple designs for that soldier. Not just you can't just draw one soldier one time, present it. No, you need at least minimum three designs. Daniel can tell you about this when she was working um in Korea. Right, Daniel?
Um, well, I can definitely say for like clients through designs. Can you repeat
Mhm.
what you're saying?
Oh, I was saying like when you're exploring exploration of character, you need multiple designs to present to the art director or the creative director when
But
they
not
ask you
only
to design
that,
like a character.
one thing that portfolios are basically they love seeing, like people who are reviewing portfolios, they love to see the process of
Hmm.
how you created the portfolio. That is
Hmm.
what got me into South Korea, right? And the thing that got
Hmm.
me in there was that I showed a lot of process in my work. So I'd show the sketch, I'll show the concept of like how I thought of the sketch, and like
Hmm.
I just basically break it down, and they like to see that breakdown because one, they want to see that you did it, and they want to
Hmm.
also know that you have that technical skill for like sketch. Like there's some like for storyboard artists, all you have to do really, well, you send in a reel of your storyboards as well, but sometimes they just ask you to bring in your sketchbook, and that's all they look at. They want to make sure that you have the basic skills, which is like the gestures, the shapes, the silhouettes, the whatever, and then you work your way up to it. So like that's something that's very important to show, like the breakdown in a portfolio, not just the finished pretty look. Like yes, they'll see the pretty, but the breakdown is very important.
The reason why they want to see breakdowns is because they want to see how you think. They want to see your thought process. But the thing is, gosh, Richard, thing is, you want to specialize in a lot of stuff, and it's going to take a long time for you to get good at
Hmm.
character design, concept design, comic book stuff. I think you should focus on one. Choose the one that you want to the most, and then work your way into the others, because like it's
Hmm.
otherwise you'll kind of just be like spreading yourself thin, and then it will take longer to get good at even one thing.
Yeah,
Um,
pick that thing you want to be really good at.
yeah, have a primary skill, a secondary skill, and then eventually you can get a tertiary skill. And then when you get old and gray, you'll be great at all things. But you need to choose one
Hmm.
to start with. Can we do like a quick flip through the rest of his portfolio, please? I think we've been on this on Richard for a while, and it's not fair to the others to have
Yeah,
him wait along.
yeah. I
Okay.
was just going to ask him if he has any questions you want to
Yeah,
ask.
no,
questions.
no, no, I don't.
No.
What?
Oh, and Richard, one tip which helped me a lot: get an art of book. Like books help. Like the art of Disney, art of Pixar. That's the best thing that could be your guide for like portfolios. I'm going to
For
repeat that a lot.
concept art in particular. So like if you some of the concept art books actually tell you what the artist was thinking while they drew a thing, or the direction that the director gave while they drew this thing. So like Tangled, the art of Tangled is very good at that. Steven Universe is very good at that. Um what's the name? Hotel Transylvania and Kung Fu Panda, they're really good in terms of like explaining what was going on at the time in different ways. And they're good for like concept art to kind of like direct show you what the team was thinking while they were producing this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Richard.
you, man. Yeah, man.
Okay.
And stay tuned for, well, yeah, stay tuned for like anything else that we might be miss, we might miss. As Jenny was saying about art of books, for those of us who are financially challenged, there is character design reference that should be
Great.
like your home page whenever you turn on your computer, when for animators or people in the industry. If you can't afford to buy art books, they have a lot of art books on that website that shows you like it shows you the art books of other productions. Studio Ghibli, Akira, Gravity Fall. They have like all the images that show you the character designs, the turnarounds, the props, the backgrounds. The only thing that's really missing is like the text that tell you the insight behind the design and development of these things. But we need to support these studios or these creators by buying the books, so they can't really show you everything. But for some of us, it might not be easy right now, especially if you're just starting out to buy these books. It's not like we have anywhere here in Jamaica that ships or sell these things. You really would have to buy them online and ship them down. But you know, you can check out those, and you can check out that site. Okay, you ready, Daniel, with the next one?
Yes, our next
Okay,
guest is Andre.
Andre
Hello.
Hello.
Walters.
Yeah.
Hello,
Andre,
Andre.
Andre, I
Hi,
have a
hi.
question for you. Um,
What was that?
I have a question for you. Have we met before?
Yes, I did a short little internship at
Oh,
Lissimi
that was
in
you. Okay, all
2017.
right. I
Yes,
remember.
yes.
Okay,
hmm
go ahead, Gashwayne.
Okay, let's go through this one.
First, off
Let
the
me bring it up.
bat, love it. Okay. So good job.
Yeah, it's really, really good to look at, when you just land on the page and be like, all right, this guy knows what he's doing or where he's going.
Um, and also, I like that you separated um, each individual thing so we could like know what to look at. So that's pretty good as well. Um,
Hmm.
so tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what do you want to become in the industry?
Okay, well, currently I'm in my third year at Paramount studying animation. And after going through the course, or while going through the course, I really took a liking to painting and drawing and stuff like that. So I really want to do concept art or visual development. That's where I'm practicing and heading towards.
Okay. You said concept art?
Yeah, concept art
Mm.
slash visual development.
Okay.
I say concept arts, but they're kind of interchangeable a bit, I think.
Okay, so like concept art for like what genre?
Animations or video
Well,
games. Though I haven't really practiced much for the video game side of it. That's why I said concept art slash vis dev.
okay, because the reason why I asked is that, like initially looking, when you say like concept art or visual development, I'm looking to see like what direction you want to go with the stuff that you have or you're showing. Um, the concept that the illustrations that you show seem to be really like modern, um, like how you call it now, modern art, pop art. I don't know, the references that you use to design these characters.
Mm,
Um, so I'm assuming that you're geared towards developing concepts for like games like like Grand Theft Auto, stuff like that, that's based in a modern kind of aesthetic. Is that it?
Not really. I think The studio, I said in the email, the studio I'm aiming towards most is Riot Games because I really like their art department and what they do and
Mm-hmm.
their design. So I think that'll be more to aim for.
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I heard an echo. I for if you want to be a concept artist, though, I don't think there is. If it's a concept artist for animation, I don't think there's much of a difference for like video game and um 3D or um 2D because he's going to basically be doing the same thing, which is painting and um, ideas and such and so forth.
Well,
Um,
mm-hmm.
so
Okay.
yeah, um, uh, one thing. By the way, you're on track. Like I don't even know what to tell you to do. Like because you are practicing painting, which is really good, right? That's a skill that a lot of people in animation tend to like ignore because we want to draw what we want to draw. And because we want to draw what we want to draw, we just say, okay, I want to draw anime, I want to draw cartoons, that's the only thing I'm going to draw. But like practicing like paintings and colors and so on. And I think I see like these like you're on the right track in like practicing painting and also practicing like backgrounds and so on. Janelle, do you have anything to say? Do you want me to send
Uh,
you the portfolio,
Um,
by the way?
No, I'm good. I'm good with watching it on YouTube. I think right now, like it's clear that Andre is practicing his painting. And by the way, I remember where you were a couple years ago, Andre. You've improved a lot, which is great. Like
Thank you.
back then you needed a little bit more focus, and I think you found it.
Yeah, I remember the first thing you told me was like practice gestures, and I did that for years, still doing it. But that really
That's
helped a lot. It really helped.
yeah. You've improved a lot. I'm really proud of you. Um, the what was I going to say? Oh, right. So like it's clear that you've been practicing. It's clear that you're doing studies of painting and whatnot. I think no, I'd like to see you actually concept develop an idea. I'd like to see you do a project like you did, like you're one of the exhibitors on Dream Dust, and you guys you were in a group and you did the dream piece, the dream short film. But I'd like you to
mhm.
do more projects, whether it's to take a book and like develop like draw the scenes or develop the characters. Like I need
Hmm.
I'd like to see you choose a project and show me exactly what you can do. So like it's clear that you're developing the basic skill, but I need to actually see the conceptual part of your skill set now. So that's what I'd like. Like the bottom half of
Yeah.
your articulation page, I don't think you need it there. I think the top half is generally your strongest piece, so you can hide the rest. Like you can just let people think that this is as amazing as you are all the time. Like you, you can't do any worse than this. So I'd hide the stuff that is less
Okay.
than the best. I
Yeah,
think a lot
Um,
of
mm-hmm. I'll
I
continue.
think a lot of what we see, me, Gashwin, and Danielle, when we get to interact with people's portfolio pages, is a lack of focus and a lack of consistency in the presentation of their skill. And you have the focus. You need a little bit more consistency and specificity right now. I think you're doing well.
yeah, and
Yeah, he's
Okay.
doing. Oh,
Thanks.
continue, Daniel.
oh, I just want to say always continue practicing the basics. You're never ever too advanced for basics. Everyone, like literally all the legends out there, they're always studying. They always think that they never think that they're good enough, right? So like I encourage you to keep on practicing as much as possible. And make sure you're practicing the right things. You don't want to just constantly be drawing the wrong things. But you are already doing that, so yeah.
Yeah, as it relates to like what I'm seeing now, and it's really good. What I would say to improve on your portfolio for specifically what you said you wanted to apply for, which is like Riot Games. I would want you to do more imaginative or conceptual stuff. Um, like if you just like check out the stuff that Riot Games usually put out, their content is usually like very conceptual, or let me put it another way. Yeah, they have like a particular aesthetic that they um that they put out, you know. So I would say be very focused on like following their page, their website, looking at the type of content that artists from who actually work there are working on. Not to say that you have to change your stuff to that, but like if you really want to like apply to them, which you can do pretty much, once you put together, a good portfolio, just look at the type of stuff that you see them put out, and try to see if you can appeal to them or their taste in some way or form. It's also good to like have, as I was saying before, like character turnarounds, because if you're going into game industry, they want to see that you can do turnarounds. Um, whether it be just front, quarter, back, or side. They need to know that you can, because you'd be likely work applying for the department where you design the characters and you send it off to the 3D modelers to model it and put them into the game. That would be, so you really need to show them that you can do these type of turnarounds. Um, yeah. I'm curious about the first image with the three little guys. They look, for what you have in your portfolio, those seem to stand out to me. And it kind of throws off the portfolio to me. Like, you seem like you have a specific type of content, and then this one kind of seem out of place. What's the thought behind that one?
For that, um, most of my illustrative work, more illustrative work I've done because I wanted to have a body of work to show, call it book publishers or people that are looking for illustrators to do their books. So I think I did those because it also helps me to practice my kind of fundamentals of lighting and backgrounds for concept and visual development art, but also gives me some work to show those people, publishers.
I just want to
That's
say, though, Gashwayne, I do disagree with you because I only disagree with you because, right, well, we can see his painting skills, right? This is more of his like illustrative, different style, kind of different feel. And it's all like, as I'm told, if I show you guys my portfolio, like one of my biggest critiques is um, showing variety, different, various drawings. But I mean, yes, you do have to not necessarily like class it all over the place, make it look consistent in terms of like if you're going to tell a story for like visual development, then create like for portfolio purposes, that is, for visual development, if you're creating a story with the three elves, right, drinking tea, you could probably add turnarounds, expression sheets, like what it's almost like a pitch bible, like um, their environments, where do they live, like you kind of want to also show that in your portfolio. I think Janelle said it already. like create a project. It doesn't actually have to be something that you're going to really make, but who knows? Somebody might like it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so like create a project, basically what Janelle said. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I do get what you're saying, like showing variety. Yeah, so I completely agree with what you're saying. Like, if he's going to put this as a part of his portfolio, then I would want to see more of it. Like, don't make it just be one piece. Make it be like, the expression sheets. Maybe like you can have some of the characters just by themselves to say, okay, this is, I designed these characters individually and then I put them together in this scene. You can have the scene separate without the characters. Um, you can have the different lighting for the scenes. Like, if you look at other portfolios, they show you stuff like that. Like, what does this scene look like in the morning? What does it look like in the afternoon? What does it look like at night? You know. Um, so I would say if you're going to use this as a part of your portfolio, then do that as to help to say it's not just a one-off illustration, but it's really like set design, character design. You can even show some of the sketches to say this is like you tried several designs for these characters. For the coloring, you can say, okay, I tried the blue elf, the elf in the blue. I tried him with a red hat instead of green, or a yellow jumper instead of blue. And then you come to this decision that, okay, the blue and the green is the best. You know. Um, so the work more on like putting those things together, so that's, as Jenny said before, people can see your thought process. How did you come to this final illustration?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
Mm.
I'm just replying to Dan. Hey Dan. Um, uh, for variations for like a portfolio, right? Meaning like you need to show the employer um like the various styles that you're capable of. I don't think I was clear on that one. So like in like if you're drawing something, right? It shouldn't just be your own style. It should also show like maybe Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob, like show that variation in styles. That is one of my weak points. That's what I'm always told. That's what we mean by variations. Not saying to put in like
Mhm.
3D storyboarding. If you don't want to become those things, you definitely don't put them in there.
Yeah, like if you look at a lot of people in the industry who work on cartoons, like for example, I once looked up the person who did the backgrounds for Gravity Fall because I really love Gravity Fall's backgrounds, but their personal art looks nothing like Gravity Fall artwork. And my mind was blown because I was just like, how did this person that did basically abstract art get into doing um, this background? But they're capable of doing it, and likely they put it in their portfolio that they can also do other styles, or they're comfortable in working in other styles. And especially when you're applying to small studios, you will be needed to do other styles, not just your own style. Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Any questions?
Okay, I have one. It's like, how do you guys find and use inspirations? Because I don't think I have any inspirations that I really draw on. And I hear lots of people talking about it.
Okay, well, I will go first because that I totally get you on that one. Uh, like when I was, you remind me of me, right? When I was drawing and first started out drawing, inspiration used to come to me like I used to just close my eyes, think of something, and like boom, okay, this is what I'm going to draw, right? But now that I'm a little older, like inspiration is pretty rough. So what I do is that I have only like a strict um, Instagram page where I only see art and photography. I'm on Pinterest a lot, especially when I don't know what to do. I make mood boards. Mood boards help as well, right? Sometimes I find a background and just try to make something from that background or a character that, or make something of that character and make it my own. If it's not a study, that is. So like, uh, that's for me. But Gashwayne and Jenille are very good at finding inspiration in my book. So you guys are on the floor.
So what's it? What's the question? How do we get inspired to do art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically, Pinterest, everybody's favorite place to go. But ArtStation is very good as well. Just sometimes you go on the exploration page, and seeing what other people are doing. Behance, all these websites that are geared towards like showcasing people's works. Um, check those out. And, sometimes you'll see a work that you wish you did it, but maybe you see something and you think, maybe I could improve on this. Um, One thing you should think about is you don't have to try coming up with things from scratch all the time. You know, um, you can mismatch things, put things together that has never been put together before, or just doing your version of a thing because nobody's going to come up with them. If you're going to draw a soldier, there's only so much different ways you can draw a soldier that people can tell is a soldier. But you can do your version of a soldier, and then you can say, okay, what if I mismatch, um, balloons with soldiers? What kind of soldier design could I come up with? You know? So yeah, just keep on looking at places that shows you art content.
Okay.
Janelle, any
I
thought?
keep I keep forgetting that my mic was muted. When you say inspiration, Andre, what are you talking about? You mean inspiration to get you drawing or inspiration that you use to influence your work? What do you mean?
More like it could be both, but I really mean like artists that inspire you and kind of maybe inspire your style, that kind of things.
Mm.
So you're asking how I find those artists?
Yeah, how do you find and how do you use them? Because I don't really use them. Maybe also a fear of not I'm trying copying them a bit too much.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
um, I think, well, first of all, I don't go looking for artists to inspire me. I kind of just stumble across them. Um, there's one cartoon that's been influencing me since I've seen it, and that's Batman the animated series. And I actually just draw kind of like it. Like I can see the influence in my work from Batman animated series. I'm not sure if other people can see it, but sometimes I find artists where like I like a specific thing about them. Maybe like their work is cute and bouncy and it's really energetic, and like I try to study how they got that. So maybe I'll just straight up copy one of their drawings, and in copying it I have to break it down to like shapes and the action line and maybe the composition and negative space versus positive space, and like I learn how they put their work together, and like that knowledge will influence my work going forward. Like I'm not outrightly thinking about it all the time, but the fact that I learned something is going to be added to my work. Maybe I see somebody else and I like their artwork, but not for drawing, but I like it to look at. Maybe I like the colors they use, or I like their storytelling. And like I try to study it and then allow those lessons to sink into my subconscious so that when I'm drawing, it just naturally comes out. In terms of inspiration to get to like to start working, I I just focus on my interests. I know that I have an interest in turning dancehall into anime because I think that would be hilarious. and every now and then I find an image that would fit into my sort of thinking, but I don't wait on inspiration to strike before I draw. I have an idea and I just sit down and try to work it out. And then in working out, inspiration might catch me while my pen is on the paper. So I don't really wait on inspiration to come. I think you just need to be competent and you need to put in the work and allow inspiration to catch you while you're running. Any other questions?
And to add to that, here's two activities you can do. Um, One, find specific artists that you like. So you're saying that you're afraid of copying artists. Use multiple artists, right? And find the artists that you like and bookmark them in your web page. Find them websites, bookmark them, but also identify specifically what about the artist's work that you like. I do this. I have my a bookmark folder with artists that I like. Like for example, Kim Jong-gi. I'm just like I really like how he compiles. He draws multiple characters in one drawing. You know, there are other artists that I'm just like I like this guy's pen work, but then there's others I like them coloring style, the colors they use. So like I collect these people and every now and again I look back at them and say, okay, is my work, am I doing what I say I like, or do I no longer like this and do I need to move on?
I just
Yeah.
want to add though, Proka has talked about this in our podcast before, like finding your art parents, right?
Mm,
Don't be afraid to copy from your favorite artist, because eventually you're going to become your own person. You're not going to just be that one person. And that's
mm-hmm,
and the thing is, like, I wanted to be on Loish, right? I love Loish. I want to be her. I want to meet her, So like, not be her, that's weird. But um I wanted to draw like her. So I started studying, because she had the best of both worlds, right? She had painting skills and mixed with anime skills, right? And I just thought, wow, that's amazing. Um, and then eventually, even though I love Loish and I love Loish to this day, right? I found other artists, and my work eventually just became my own, to the point where even I can pinpoint somebody and be like, oh, my work is inspired by them, right? Somebody will hit me up and be like, oh, Daniel, did you draw this? I'm like, how did you know? Oh, because it looks like you drew it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I did draw it. So your art style is going to, it's basically in a cooking pot, but it's steaming, or what's the meat? There's something that's long to cook. Anyways, right? It's going to come. I don't
yeah.
think worrying about your art style, which a lot of artists do. I did it. So it's hypocritical, but trust and believe it will come eventually. Just find your art parents, study from them. Don't be afraid to study from them, right? I mean, don't copy them in terms of, if you're going to copy them, like, don't share it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
just keep
Make the
it for
copy in
yourself.
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like, yeah, don't be afraid. Just don't be afraid.
yeah. And my second tip would be keep a sticky note or a little notebook, or even something digital, but something easily accessed that you can write down ideas that come to your mind. I do this all the time. I see something or something comes to my mind and I write it down because I know that by the end of the day I'm going to forget. And you can look back at these ideas that you wrote down. It might be partial ideas, but at least you can use that to keep inspired in a way
Yeah,
because
I keep
you can
them in my
remember it.
my notes app on my phone. I just write down whatever I have in my mind that pops up.
Yeah, there you go.
Sometimes I'll do a little thumbnail sketch of it to try and figure it out before I lose the vision of it as well.
Mm, there you
Yeah.
go. So
Okay.
yeah. So thanks for submitting.
Thank you
And you're
guys
doing
for the
doing
tips.
really well, man.
And keep it
Appreciate
up.
Thanks.
I love it.
Thank you. Thanks.
it, man.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Okay,
All
up
right.
next.
Up next, we have O'Brien. Is he
Out.
on the?
What's
Okay.
next? He's
So while we
here.
wait,
Oh, he's here.
oh,
Yay.
here, okay.
Keep it up. I love it.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. So O'Brien, um, could you tell us about yourself?
Yeah. Hello?
Oh,
Hello,
by the
we're
way,
hearing
O'Brien, if you have this the stream, mute the stream, or it's going to
If I
have
have
an
the
echo.
if I have the what?
If you have the stream up, just mute it on YouTube, or it's going to have an echo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I muted it.
you.
Okay.
Okay. So tell us about yourself. What you'd like to do, work as in the industry, and about your art.
All right. So I'm basically I'm a freelance artist when I have the time. Usually I'm a photographer and that's what I do in the daytime. And currently I'm working on my art, trying to improve it so I can do stuff like, as I mentioned before, comic books, graphic novels, and maybe even do character designs for gaming and animation.
Okay.
Oh wait.
So your portfolio is geared towards specifically character design for games.
Um, well, not for games. No, most games is like secondary. It's mostly the graphic novels. I'm aiming more for the storytelling aspect of it.
So like storyboard artists.
Yes, like storyboard artist.
Okay. Um, yeah. So have you done storyboards before?
Yes. I even did. I had to do one for a contest that was for webtoons. So I had to like draft up the story and then draw up the story to enter that competition. I didn't win, but it helped me concentrate a bit better
Mm-hmm.
because I actually put in the effort to make sure it was done properly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. From what I saw, I didn't see any of the storyboard. I would have loved to see those storyboard, as a part of a portfolio, because that would be good. Like, to show us that you have that interest in it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's my
mhm,
fault because I didn't. Well, I kept it simple. So if I
mhm,
actually, I'm actually working on a website which could show
mhm,
everything I did. So everything will
mhm,
be placed on it when I'm finished. But
mhm.
this is what I thought of in the moment, basically.
Okay, well, we'll focus on these then. Um, all right, so I think you have a combination of your personal designs, personal characters, right?
Yeah,
As
that's
well
right.
as some fun.
Yes,
Are they okay? And I can tell that you are interested in storytelling aspect, as a few of them have that aspect to it. Um, so we would be like focusing on your composition, placement, and a little of the background design, as well as, of course, the character designs.
yes.
Okay, it's up.
Yeah, it's up.
Okay, want to start from the first one?
Sure.
Okay, so this is your personal character design.
No, the personal character design are the you see the left middle and the right middle and the left bottom. Those
Mm-hmm.
three are my character design. So the first
Okay.
one is for a friend, and usually I do that because I
Mm-hmm.
tend to emulate people's style when I'm
Mm-hmm.
drawing their characters. So I think that would have been a great skill As
Mm-hmm.
in, like, if someone said you have to work with this person to create art, I think that
Mm-hmm.
would improve my skills in that area.
Okay. Um, so when it comes to like presenting portfolio, it's best to have like a more streamlined design to your portfolio, so that we can easily like follow where where it's going, where it started, and where it goes. Um, Usually, what I would do if I were you is I would create, I'll put at least one to two drawings on a page by itself, so that we can, we can see them better. We can, see the details better, and it's like you're curating how your presentation, so that it looks as if
Yes,
it's like, like well put together.
like properly organized, right?
Yeah, so like that's one of the when you look at like ArtStation or Behance, the you're forced to kind of put the images one on top of the other to kind of show this image, then that image, then that image. So that's, employers can really look at it one at a time and be zoomed in on what they like. Um, Again, as I was saying before with the others, for someone who wants to do character design, you really need to show them that you can do gestures, character turnarounds, character expressions, um, character explorations. You know, um, even if you're going to do like graphic novel, you will definitely need to show character turnarounds and expressions and explorations of designs. You know, so for each of these designs that you have, I would love to see like, where you started off with the concept, um, different angles of the concept, like even the first top left one. I'd want to see how you would turn that character in space. What does it look like from the side? What does it look like from the back? To know that you have an understanding of how things turn in three-dimensional space, you know. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, Danielle, you want to jump in?
Um, uh, can you remind me again of like what you say you want to be in the industry, please?
Um, what what I said was like I wanted to start my own business, or yeah, that's one of the plans I have. Start a business or join a partnership business like a studio or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but as like a character designer or concept or story,
Yes,
like comic.
character design. Um, Currently I'm doing all three. I'm doing story writing or revision,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
character design, and concepts for a story. So I don't just think of one idea for stories.
Mm-hmm.
I think of different genres, and I usually create characters according to those genres.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, the thing is, from what you've sent me, first impression, I think you want to become an illustrator. Maybe, but what type of illustration I should be specific on, which is maybe visual development, visual development. Solely because there is a lot of there's a lot of storytelling in your concepts, right? For character designs, like I don't see a lot of character designs in terms of like character sheets and so on, or even a character lineup, right, where you show like the full body character. That's more preferred than not a bus drawing, but you get to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so yeah. So I really like your storytelling. It's really nice. just advice for anyone that wants to put fan art in your portfolio. As Janelle said, a lot of people do get hired because they do a lot of fan art. Make that fan art your own. Make it like into your own style. Like character design challenge, they'll tell you to draw Studio Ghibli, but they're not really expecting you to draw exactly like Studio Ghibli. They want your rendition of Studio Ghibli. So like you have Gohan. I'm not sure. I haven't watched Dragon Ball in a long time, right?
Yeah,
Or Goku.
Vegito.
Oh, Vegeta. Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah. Oh wait, is he the fusion?
yeah,
Okay. So yeah, if you're going to do that, create it unless hold on. Unless you're going into the studio that you, let's say the studio they work on Dragon Ball, right? Then you want to have specifically Dragon Ball stuff in the exact same style to just be like, hey, I can do this, you can hire me for this, right?
yeah,
But for
yeah.
like, oh, continue.
Sorry.
Oh no, you can
Yeah.
continue.
All right. So like what I have on this little portfolio is like I just pulled from the different styles that I've acquired. So like you
Mm-hmm.
said, when I do fan art, do it in my style, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like the Has Been Hotel, that's one in the middle. That's done in my style, but their characters. So that's what you said I should do, right?
Yeah, and you do
And
that.
yes, and like the Vegito, I kind of did a merger there. If you look at it, it looks like Dragon Ball Z. The shading is like Dragon Ball Z, but the character is not shaped like Dragon Ball Z. Well, I kind of compressed it.
Like a chibi version.
Yeah, should
Yeah.
be, eh? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, hello?
Um,
All right. So
mhm.
as you guys have said, for future references, I can create a proper portfolio according to what I've learned. So um
Yeah, that's the first thing. Organizing these so that it's not just one thing, but I can, scroll through and see them individually. Preferably,
yes.
if you're going to present a portfolio, do it as a PDF. Think of it as if you were literally handing in a book,
Yeah, I was thinking
what the book is.
PowerPoint presentation would be good.
Yeah, but I
That
see.
too, but the safest route is a PDF because not everybody might have the program to
Microsoft Office.
run. Yeah,
Okay.
even
But
though that's pretty
All right.
common. Hmm? Are you saying that?
I do want to say though I am proud of him though because he is the only one that sent like a compressed PD not PDF a JPEG of his drawings, right?
Mhm.
Um, so he is on the right track. Only thing is that you have to be with who was with our first guest, just be very specific. Like you don't even have to write that, oh hey guys, I'm here to be hired as a character designer. No. Right? These people are supposed to just open your book and just be like, okay, this person wants to be this. So you have to be
Mhm.
very intentional and very yeah, very intentional of your
What you present.
portfolio. Yeah.
Mhm.
Jen-
Yeah, and and to give you more in-depth, a little more in-depth breakdown, you could choose any one of these characters, right? Let's say you chose the knight lady with the sword. Explore that character some more. Your portfolio could be just about this character. Not to say that you should, but if you have a small portfolio and you really want to be hyper focused, you choose one character and you do a turnaround of that character. It will take some time to go through and do it, but at least I would see that you have that understanding of what a turnaround should be. Do some expression sheets. You can take her face and draw what she would look like happy, draw what she would look like angry, sad, upset, stuff like that. And that's just using one character and breaking it down. We could also tear apart the character, the designs of the character, like let's say the bust of the armor, and design a slightly different version of that armor. You know, what would it look like if it was a golden armor? You know, what would it look like if it was wider? You know, now we're talking about like shape language, shape design. Um, what if the character was had more hips? You know, what if this character had more shoulders? What if this character was fat? You know, so you're just using the one design, you're breaking it down into different areas and exploring, you know, different elements. That would be very impressive for the employer because they'll be like, well, this person, you know, knows how to do multiple designs for one, you know. So if I give them the idea of a knight, a female knight, then I know that they'll come back to me with options that I can choose from, you know. And you know, you can do that alone in as one section of a portfolio and present it. And then you can rinse and repeat. You choose another character and you break that down, break that character down. You get me?
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
For the website that I'm creating, I was thinking of well sorting the styles. So I don't know if it's a bad thing to have too many styles, but like if I have three primary techniques that I use, could I like place the arts under those techniques in contained space on that website? That's what I was thinking anyway.
Well, don't do any style that you don't want to, that you're not comfortable with doing. As I mentioned before, you don't want to be putting on the website a Gravity Falls style that you're not really sure about, and then potentially get hired to do that style. Because if you have it here, then I'm going to expect as the employer that you can do it, you
Unless
know?
it's
Yes,
like
that's
specifically.
the idea. So everything that I present would be what I would be willing to do.
Hmm.
I was just saying, unless it's like specifically for that studio, if you're going to Nickelodeon's, you have to show that you can do Nickelodeon's art style as well.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
all.
because
Oh,
mhm.
I just want to add, portfolios aren't just a one stream like thing, because you have to constantly be changing it, and you have to be changing it due to whoever your employer is, like, or whoever you're doing the interview with, right? So if you're going to a children's animation studio, right, you're going to show children's art. If you're going to Riot, you're going to show their kind of art. You need to show, you need to be, not show, but you need to be very intentional, as I said before, but like always change your portfolio for specific purposes,
All
Hmm.
right.
school,
So,
anything
all right.
else.
Oh, sorry. All right. So
Yeah.
yes, I was saying, yeah, that's what I was saying about the site. Like if if you go on the site right now, you have like some tabs on the site, and each tab would tell what that particular set of art features. So like you said, as an example, children's art, semi-realism, or um, gaming design. Would that be easier for the like the potential investors come through? Like they go on the site and say, okay, I see these three tabs and I am interested in the gaming design, and they click on it and they see all the game design stuff that I do. Would that work?
Well, yeah, if you're applying for game design and you send them a link that goes directly towards that, then yeah, that would be perfect for them to see that you know exactly what you're capable of doing as it relates to game design, you know. Try not to stretch yourself too far though. Jenny mentioned this before, and I'll say it again. If you're doing too much, it will take you a very long time to get really good at all these things. Like when you look at ArtStation and see the quality of work that you're going to be up against internationally, you will realize that these people have been spending a lot of time doing very specific things that they hope to get hired for. Unlike out here, where in Jamaica, where the studios are very small and you have to be a generalist. If you plan to work overseas in larger studios, then you'll be hired for very specific um, departments, you know. So when you say you want to be hired in the video game department, you're talking about a large department. So what specifically in the video game department do you want to be hired for? And you tailor your portfolio specifically towards um that area. So I would say, like, don't think about like doing too much um with your portfolios, because as you can see, doing just even one character breakdown can take a long time just to get it right as well. So, you need to like make sure that whatever you're putting out there is really good, if not great, and focus on specific areas. Okay.
I understand. Yes, that's very reasonable.
Okay. Okay, so we have one more. So thanks, O'Brien, for um submitting your work. I really appreciate it. And
All right, no,
keep working at it, man. All right.
all right, no
Thank you.
problem.
All right, cool. All right, so we have another another person who submitted. Um, and this
I think
person
his name is
is
Shadane Francis.
Shadane Francis.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Anyways, you're on the floor. Well, come on the floor.
Okay. So yeah, just to in the meantime, as Shadane comes on, I'll just say again that some of the stuff that you guys should focus on for portfolio development are, if you're focusing on character designs, then you should do stuff like turnarounds, character explorations, do different designs of the same characters, do character lineups, and character expression sheets. These are good things to be a part of your portfolio. And here it is. Here we have the portfolio up. Oh no, we don't have the crafting and
I'll get to it.
sheets. Okay. So Shadane, are you is your mic muted? Can you say something?
Good night. Good night.
Okay, good night. Tell us about yourself and what department you'd like to be hired for.
Uh, I'm self-taught, 20 years
Mm-hmm.
old. I
Mm-hmm.
want to be a character artist, or concept artist
Mm-hmm.
in the industry. I'm really aiming for right games. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but any other job would do me fine as long as it's catered towards character
Mm-hmm.
art. I also want to do like something like splash art, so that would include environment art as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay. So splash art, as in when I think of splash, I think about comic book, like cover art,
Um, m-
or
More
like
like, do you know League of Legends?
mm-hmm.
Um, there is like character art that they do specifically for each character.
Oh,
Um,
stuff like that.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's like illustrations featuring the
Mm-hmm.
characters.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
By the
Um,
way, your art is
mhm.
amazing. Just want
Oh,
to add.
thank you, thank you.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet, so but I will take Daniel's word for it. Okay, so you follow. Oh, so this is it on the screen now.
Hmm. This is
Um, a
personal
year of
statement.
study. Mhm.
So just
Okay.
like study.
Mm-hmm.
Um, by the way, I missed it because I was looking to set up everything for you. What do you want to be again? Concepts artist, right?
Yeah, concept
And character
artist and
designer.
character artist. Yeah, character design.
Okay.
I also
Mm-hmm.
want to do environment art as well, but that's mainly for my own personal reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to be an all rounder mostly, but
Mm-hmm.
character art is where focus is at the moment.
Okay, and
Okay.
that's good.
Okay.
Perfect, actually. Mm-hmm. So I'm seeing what you have. I like that it's really put together well. It looks very clean so far.
Yeah, and the
Um,
sketches, lovely.
mhm. I'm seeing the egg study, and let me see, keep scrolling. Um, yeah, this it shows that you're practicing renders. Um, okay, I've seen some character art. These look really good. I really like to see that. I really like, personally, I like to see pen work. It's something that I'm very passionate about. I like your line work, and even the colors looks really well. Done really well. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
So far, what is there any so far from what you've heard, assuming that you've been listening in, is there
Yeah,
any questions that you want to ask while we look at this?
well, most of
Like
my
what? Mm-hmm.
well, for example, I'm not very good with setting up like portfolios in the
Mm-hmm.
way that I see a lot of. Alright, so the problem that I think I have with my work or is that it looks too sketchy for a portfolio
Mm-hmm.
end piece. So I'm not sure if that would normally be an issue or if it's
No,
something that students would
No, that's
try
never
to.
an issue. People love to
no.
see the
In fact,
process and the sketch.
yeah, in fact, you could submit just sketches alone and get a job.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
What they're looking for is quality of content, the ideas that you have, you
Uh-huh.
know, because when you get into these companies, they're going to give you, you know, tasks to complete, and they're what they're hiring you for isn't necessarily just your penmanship, but your ideas, your ability to come up with ideas that are unique,
Mm-hmm.
are different.
Yeah, and that's a good
So,
point. Hold on. I just want to add that's a really good point because I've heard 100 times that you're more capable of getting a job if you have like great ideas rather than the person that's like really skilled and only studies, right? Because they don't have the ideas. But the person who does will more likely have the jobs. And I always hear that. That always baffles my mind, but it's true.
mhm, it is. Um, so it's really like what what you bring to the table for this company. Um, and yeah, having the skills is important. There's no way around it. But
Mm-hmm.
having the skills should be like a given, compared to
Yeah.
when you look at what's out there, yeah, especially say you want to work in Riot games. Like when you check out the stuff that this company produce, it's intimidating because you're just like, man, do I have to really be at this level, to start or to work there? And you're going to be working around people who are at a certain level and expect you to be at that level by default, you know.
Yeah.
So besides being at that level, they're looking for the type of ideas that you come with, you know. You're not expected to go there and learn to draw anatomy, you know. You're not expected to go there and, learn, proportions or stuff like that. That should be something that you come equipped with.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
you're coming now with. Hmm?
I was gonna.
Um,
Oh, okay,
I have
Jenny.
a question. You said you wanted You said you wanted to do like splash art for it, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Is that why you're worried about your finish?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Is so you want to do be able to do the sort of finish that Riot is known for, or you just want to do the sketches and the idea stuff?
Now I want to be able to do the finish.
Oh well, I think you know what to do already. If you want to be able to do the finish, you've got to like practice that sort of finish. You got to practice your painting and your rendering and whatnot. But so that's if that's your goal, then you know what your weakness is. But in terms of like the sketches that you have now, these are great, dog. These are fine.
Amazing.
Like in terms of like ideas and exploration, like the document that you put them in, it kind of feel like a Word document. But the fact that the content is good, people overlook the Word
Oh yeah,
document.
that's one of the things I wanted to talk about as well. In
Yeah.
terms of designing a portfolio, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
very, I'm not very good at that part
Okay.
of it either.
Oh, it is a Word document. Okay, so are you online?
Online,
Yeah, are you on Instagram? Are you on ArtStation?
I'm
Where are
on
you?
Instagram.
You're on Instagram. All this stuff that we're looking at now, they're on Instagram.
Yes.
Okay. Drop your link in another chat or something. I want to go look at your page. Um,
Wait, give me 1 second. I need to delete something that's supposed to be confidential
really now.
Oh
on
my.
Instagram.
Um,
By the
all
way, that's very dangerous. They
what?
can, if confidential stuff, I mean, if it's for a client, that's very dangerous. Like, because they can sue you millions, and we don't have millions.
Oh
If
no, it's
it,
not for a client. It's
oh,
not
okay.
anything that serious. I just want to keep it under wraps.
All
Okay.
right, understood.
Okay.
Um, in
Uh,
terms of like
Oh yeah, I can drop
formatting,
my Instagram now.
yeah. In terms of like formatting your work, are all these sketches just like random ideas, or are they for a thing?
All right,
Is it
so
just like a
some of
random
them
sketch of
are
a
for a
chest?
thing, some of them are for a thing, and some of them are just like random ideas that I get and just wanted to draw, and I just did them like in a day. So
Okay.
okay.
So you that's how you can separate them. You can separate your random ideas for from the drawings that you've done for a specific idea for a thing, and you can just title it and say like page one a thing, and then you have like character your character sketches, your explorations of environments, and you just go through it like that. So you have, so let's say that the name of your thing is pizza, so you have
yeah,
your page titled pizza, and then you have your pizza character, and the next page you have a pizza character turnarounds and the explorations and the expressions and whatnot. And underneath that you have the pizza environments, and then underneath that you have the pizza villains or something. And that's how you can organize your portfolio by grouping the ideas that should go together. And if you just have random sketches like in the middle or at the back of your portfolio, you just have studies or random sketches, and you just lay those out on a page if you think that they're interesting enough to catch somebody's eye. So if that's what you're worried about, that's one way to approach it. Do you have Photoshop? No, not well, Photoshop site, Clip Studio Paint,
uh,
Adobe Illustrator. You have them
well,
in there.
well, I do not on this computer. I've been using Krita for
You've been using
the
Krita.
past day. Yeah, I have Photoshop and Sai, just not on this computer.
Okay. So what you can do is you look at someone else's portfolio, you just pull it up, and you look at how the drawings are spaced on the page, and you try to emulate that, because it sounds like it's just organization of your work that you're worried about. And
Yeah.
like yeah, that needs some work, but like the ideas that are actually in your portfolio, I think the way you approach your drawing speaks a lot about how you think and how you work, which is very appealing. So presentation is probably your biggest presentation, and learning how to finish in the right way it's probably your biggest challenges right now.
I think it's
Yeah.
very close though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're very young and you're really good because I can do this at 20, right? So like by the time you're like let's say 23, 25, like you're definitely if you keep it up, you're definitely going to reach that right level. As I said before, and I just repeat it, whatever you're doing, don't stop. Keep going. Okay? Because it's working, it's really good. And
I'm sorry, I disconnected for a moment there.
oh, okay. I was just saying, just keep doing what you're doing and keep going. You'll definitely make it to right one day.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
And as it relates to like layout, a little more in-depth feedback on layouts. So you definitely need to use a program that allows you to manipulate graphics, such as Photoshop, Illustrator, or like what's it called? The free one. There's a free version of Illustrator, so that you can lay out your pages in a more appealing way. Um, do check out a lot of artists that you might find online. They have a website, or they have somewhere that they have their portfolio laid out. You
Yeah.
can really look at what they do and how they put the stuff together. Usually you group the content that's the most similar. If you're going to have sketches, you group the sketches together. Um, if you're going to have rendered pieces, group the rendered pieces together. If you're going to have backgrounds, group the backgrounds together. For you, I would say you should have do pieces that you think are your highlight pieces, and have those um, to give that that oomph, that extra oomph to your portfolio. So when they're going through it, they can see the sketches, they see the development, and then they can see the final product. Even for you can even post like the sketches, the rough of the thing that you did, the line art, and show the color versions that you did, and then the final version, that final oomph. You can rinse and repeat. You do that again and again. I see you do some background illustrations that you had a part of it. Those, if you are interested in doing background, that can be like your second element that you can say, oh, I also like to do backgrounds. If you don't want to do backgrounds, don't put them in. But if you are also interested in doing like backgrounds, then you can put those to the back of your portfolio to say, I also do render backgrounds. Do some more as well, like do different trees. If it's like organic backgrounds you're more ideal with doing, then do more rocks, trees, mountains to kind of show what you can do when it comes to backgrounds. Um, but
Oh, I
yeah.
just I just want to
Hmm.
add also, as I was saying before, there's a lot of well, Gashwayne also was saying there's like um not portfolios, but art of books out there. Like
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
still very heavily recommend art of books as a guide to like know how to position your stuff. Um, uh, I guess I'll show my portfolio at the end of this. So like because there's like specific requirements that people ask for. Um, just just do a no, don't do a portfolio. Yeah, well, do a portfolio, but you can use websites like Behance. You can use websites like ArtStation. You can use PDF. Um, as everyone was saying before, just kind of group things into place, and whatever you truly want to be, have it in the forefront, and that's
Hmm.
about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
which you've done. You have a lot of character design, so I know that you're definitely character designer that you're applying for. Um, for as a general tip, for you have Riot Games, they have a website, they have the artists who work on the content. Find these artists, follow them, follow them Twitter pages, follow
Sorry.
them Instagram pages, follow them
Yeah.
ArtStation pages, so you know what they're doing, what they're into,
I
and
have a
you
few.
can. Mhm.
I have a few
Yeah,
already,
yeah,
so
because
I never really looked at them for like their portfolio. Let's look at their work.
yeah, so try to know as much about them as possible, and and maybe even talk to them. It doesn't have to be like stalking or anything, but it's kind of like stalking. But
Actually,
you know.
one of them DM'd me one day because I did a study, and
Hmm.
I got some, like he told me some stuff, like some tips.
Hmm. That's
It was
good.
good.
Yeah, and that's why you can slowly get your foot in the door, like being noticed by these people who are in the industry, you know. Um, but you'll have to just be in the know and know what they're doing and follow them.
Okay. So I'm hearing a lot of grouping. They said
Hmm.
Art of Games books. Um,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, you said we recommended websites as well. Behance, I think you said. I'm writing this
Hmm.
down. Sorry.
Behance, yeah, man, Behance ArtStation.
The ArtStation.
Hmm.
I've used ArtStation, but just for the marketplace. So never really use it to set up a portfolio.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it's for. It's more for people for hire, for like to hire you, put your stuff out there,
Mhm.
and
I mean, you
people
don't have
will
to use
find
all of
you.
them. Just choose the one that you feel more comfortable
Yeah,
with and
choose
focus
the
on that one.
ones that work for you. Don't stress yourself out with too much Instagram and Twitter and everything else. If it doesn't
Hmm.
work, then move on to the next. Or
Hmm.
struggle. I don't know. Some people do that. I did that with Instagram.
All right. So thanks for showing up and sending us your stuff. It's really, really good work. And I'll definitely be keeping an eye on your stuff and just keep doing
All
it,
right.
man.
Well, thank you all.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Cool.
Have a good one.
Okay.
Yeah, man. You're welcome.
All right.
All right. So Daniel, you said you're going to be showing us.
Yeah, you all can roast me. Don't roast me. I'm very sensitive. Um,
Really.
yes, it's true. Um, so I don't know which one to start off with. Was applying for school, and I have that portfolio up, or should I have my art station up? Which one?
Hmm. Anyone.
Okay.
And maybe in these
Also,
final moments, we
you
can
guys
show them
can
some
follow this great
progress.
artist. Amazing. Okay. So I'm ready for my roast. Um, so yeah, a little about what I do personally, right?
Hmm.
I'm a character designer, and I want to be a storybook illustrator specifically for children,
Hmm.
right? So because of that, I choose happy drawings, like drawings that make you feel good, drawings that make you feel warm inside, like, because that's my thing, right? So, like,
Hmm.
on my art station, you'd see a lot of like cute illustrations, right? I have the breakdowns
Hmm.
of them because, one, yes, generally people love to see breakdowns,
Yeah.
but,
They want to
right?
see what you're capable of and what you know you would do if they were to give you some kind of task.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, when I'm showing breakdowns, I'm not necessarily showing breakdowns on ArtStation to like build a following, right? I'm trying to catch the attention of potential clients, right? So I'm
Mhm.
showing them breakdowns of their art. Well, my art, sorry. Sometimes I actually don't show breakdowns. I don't put this there because I like it. Um,
Mhm.
let's see which one I have. Oh yeah, so this one also I'd have breakdowns for this one, like how I do it. I want, like as I said,
Mm-hmm.
a children's storybook kind of vibe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I go for. This was the inspiration that's on Pinterest, right? I took this and I made it something to call it my own, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah,
Again,
that's
what we were talking about before, where you have the characters separate from the background, you can show them how you develop the background from scratch. You can even show them the references, which we didn't talk about, but like
oh yeah,
you can
here.
definitely like as a part of your design, as a part of your portfolio, you can show references from where you get your ideas. When you look at a lot of the professionals on ArtStation and they're showing you how they design their work, sometimes you'll see them put, in a small box, the reference that they got the idea from.
Yeah, so like these over here are like my references. This one over here was a failed attempt that I started rendering and I just had to just scrap the idea. I was sad about it because of perspective. I'm still learning perspective. I'm no pro. I'm still a student. Um, and I have my references at the side of different stuff and so on and so forth. So
Hmm.
yeah, so like this is just one of them. This is my art station. And people actually contact me on my art station. So just be very like some of these I do have to remove, they're pretty old, right? But always put your best work at the
Your best
forefront.
and your most up-to-date work.
Yes.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
so every now and again you can go through your work and do a cleansing.
So this one is for Capilano University. I wanted to go there this year, but the pandemic can't go. I got in, but
Hmm.
couldn't go. So like specifics for what they asked for, as I wrote at the top, they want life drawings, right? I'm still practicing life drawings, so it rose to me, right? But I showed them life drawings.
Hmm.
Um, uh, they wanted people sketches. Oh, this was live, like actual naked people in front of me live, right? Get used to it, but it's a very important thing to study.
Yeah,
Study
it's
people
just
without
it's
clothes.
it's something that is almost a given once you're in the industry. If you haven't done this yet, then at some point in your life you're going to do it.
Yeah, and
Um,
oh
I
yes.
just I just want to point out to our viewers that Danielle is doing life drawing, but they're not particularly realistic. They're all exaggerated because
Hmm.
he's doing life drawing for animation and for illustration. So when you're doing the life drawing, you can choose your purpose if you want to do life drawing for realism, like extreme realism, or if you want to do life drawing for animation. So
Hmm.
my life drawing might not look like your life drawing,
Hmm.
Yeah,
based on the purpose of the activity.
yeah. We would have to go through another session talking about like gestures and action line and pose and exaggeration and all of that.
Yeah. Oh, also let me give a shout out to Crocus Cafe, right? If you can't draw
Hmm.
naked people in real life, Crocus Cafe is like the best place to go. There's other websites you can go to, but Crocus Cafe is
Yeah,
really
it's about.
helpful. When
Hmm.
my friend Daraj, he's a storyboard artist and he's really good. He told me to study gesture, and
Hmm.
he introduced me to me whatever, right?
Crocus Cafe,
Yeah,
as how I call it.
and it was just I just kept on practicing and practicing and practicing, and it was just really a lifesaver to me. So yeah, Crocus
Hmm.
Cafe, if you can't get anybody to draw, but if you're underage, tell your parents, Don't say, oh, Danielle told me to go on this page. Tell your parents beforehand before they get a heart attack. Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, also people sketches. I recommend. I guess this is no. We're talking about the basics, right? People sketches. Go out and start sketching people. Like even if you can't fully sketch out how they look like just try to
Yeah,
get down the gesture as fast as possible. It's going to seem daunting. Like I remember the first time I did it, I was just like, I cannot do this, and it's still a struggle, but it gets
yeah.
easier.
It's something that will take you years and years and years. And even when you think you got one or two good drawings, if you stop, wait a couple months, it's almost like you never started. So it's something you have to really keep practicing over and over and over again.
So yeah, so make sure you do that. I'm not good at background design, even though. Oh, by the way, the background designs that you guys saw me do, it took me a month to finish. It's okay. Let me just put that out there. It took me a month. And I had it for October Halloween to post it. I posted it in November, I think. Just can't finish it on time. So like even if you're not good at something, while yes, you do not want to spread yourself too thin, right? Practice it, challenge
Well, that's
yourself. If you feel as if backgrounds is your weakness, go and challenge yourself. Specifically, I had to do not background design, but background art or layout art solely because of this portfolio. But, do it. Just
yeah.
do it.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be something that you finish in 2 seconds all the time. Sometimes you can take your time because when it's done, if you take a month, 2 months, when it's done, it's something that you should be proud of, and you can show everybody and people feel proud that you do it.
So these are some animal drawings because they asked for animal drawings. Mind you, if you're going in a character animation studio, you don't necessarily need to be showing them like studies of animals necessarily, but it is also good. I mean,
Yeah,
well, if you're
it's
at
good. It's good to
Disney,
have.
yeah, it's good to show like your studies and what you've done
Yeah,
and so on. This
because
is
most shows have some kind of animal character, especially if you're going into a studio that's doing a show for kids. The animal character is almost a given,
so yeah.
and it gives you that edge as well. Because when most people are coming in with like human characters, when you show them that you can do animals as well, they'll look at you a little differently.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to put in pencil drawings. Like it really shows. Not just digital drawings, pencil drawings, ink drawings, anything on paper is also good to show to someone as well. Oh, also like if you can see, like this is my dog. I tried to draw him as an not an enemy, but a character. I wanted to show that, hey, I
In
can
a
do
cartoon
this.
style.
Yeah, I can do this, and I can do this too. So you kind of want to
And it
sell
and
yourself.
and it shows how you were able to take something from real life and break it down, into a cartoon style. I mean, the any Disney show, Lion Kings or so, they had to study actual animals and then convert those designs, those real life animals into a cartoon looking style.
Yeah, and this is just cartoony stuff. I try to show like different variations of style. It's not necessarily based on a project, but I wanted to show that I could do this, I could do that, and I can also do that. So
Hmm.
that's also important to show because that's always something that people always tell me, Danielle, you need to do more variations of styles. Like that's one thing that Don from Capilano University basically drilled in me. He basically destroyed me. I showed him my not character design, my first portfolio back in 2016. He destroyed me. But, I got better. And as a result of him telling me these things, like, I just worked on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Um,
sometimes you have to just take it in. As long as you know that the person dishing it out is like doing it for your sake. Sometimes you really have to just tough up and take it,
yeah. So, like, for this one, character turnarounds always show that, mind you, this is a little off model in terms of for the character sheet, expression sheet. There's another version. But, anyways, this is for something. Next. Oh, and this is just
Mhm.
more cartoony stuff. I was just literally, throwing things in there at the end because I showed them what I really wanted to show them, right? This is just
This was the first version of the
extra.
character that won you that design that competition at Kingston, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is the first version.
Yeah.
First character version. I rendered it and everything else. And funny story, I saw Jenille's and Gashwayne's character design. I was like, I got to do
Mm.
this
And you went
again.
all over it again and redesigned the character and went through all the turnarounds and expression sheets all over again
Yep.
for a second version, which of course was the winning version.
So even though you pour your literal heart and soul and you're aching back into something, it's always
You have to
okay
be willing
to,
to go for it again. And
yeah.
you're going to go through this in studios. Like
Oh
you're going
God,
to
don't fall
design
in
you
love with your art,
yeah,
especially in a studio.
yeah, you're going to be drawing turnarounds until your hand fall off. Like a lot of us really want to go into these big studios, but trust me, it's a lot of work. So just make up your mind, say, hey, put that work into your portfolio so that people can see that you're willing to do it.
So yeah, and that's it. I just put this sprinkling some Inktober art. But that's it, I think, for today. Does anybody have any
Mm-hmm.
questions before we end in chat?
I don't see any questions. Um, but yeah, I think that's it. Thanks to everyone who stayed and watched. Everybody in the chat, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Um,
Okay.
uh, are we still live?
Yeah, we're still
Yes.
live.
I saw something in the chat. O'Brien is saying that his biggest issue right now is that he doesn't draw straight digital. He does everything the traditional first and then transfer them over to digital. O'Brien, every single thing that just about everything thing that I do traditional first, and then I turn them into digital. Like I think on paper, and then once I go digital, it's like it's all about technique and finish and whatnot. Um, but yeah, I'm not really understanding how drawing on paper is an issue for it. You'll have to be clearer about that comment that you made. Lots of
Before Mhm. Before
lots
you
of
go, Janelle, I'd like you to like tell us what's next. You know,
Oh, that's
um,
it.
Oh,
That's
that's
it.
for no, yeah,
thank
yeah,
you
but
for
like,
sticking.
is this
Oh,
the last event for Dream
Yeah,
Dust?
thank you for sticking around for Dream Dust Day 2. This is the last panel, guys. Thank you for making Dream Dust a success. It was just a dream and that a bunch of friends came together to make happen. And then you guys ran in to make it worth it. So thank you.
Yeah,
yes.
man, I
Thank you.
appreciate being a part of it, man.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.